Good morning, everyone. This is Rachelle with Grief Recovery with Rachelle. Today, I was thinking about safety. I think a lot of society thinks about grief, and they think it's either death or divorce, and that's kind of it. But I want to teach you through these videos over time that there are over 40 different types of grieving experiences, and one of them is loss of safety. I think that's important to realize after, we've just had Las Vegas events a few weeks ago, and then all the other sorts of things that are going on in the world. So I was thinking it was about this time last year, maybe about a week ago, maybe this exact day last year, I don't even remember. I had a very big, for me, loss of safety experience. So remember, it's not just death or divorce, it could be loss of safety today. So at this time last year, I was shopping in the middle of the day. I think we learned that it's not safe to shop by yourself at night, right? We all know as ladies, men, children, whatever, that we shouldn't be shopping by ourselves at night. But this was the middle of the day. It was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. It was 1:30 in the afternoon, and I was shopping, getting groceries for my family. I was at Costco, and what happened was some people, a van drove up while I was loading my car, had a huge cart full of stuff from Costco. So I have a lot of things in there, and a car comes up behind me with a girl, and it was a van with blacked out windows, so obviously my sensors are up, and they asked me, "Excuse me, do you have directions to such and such?" But I grew up in a law enforcement family. I'm military, ex-military. We have law enforcement in the family, so I was aware that this isn't right. Plus, I was abused as a kid, so my feelers are up. I'm a pretty aware person. Anyhow, the car comes up. "Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the mall?" It kind of stuttered, but they had a cell phone in their hand. So immediately I'm like, first of all, there's a van with blacked out windows. That girl in the back doesn't look right. And he's got a cell phone in his hand. What, does he not have service? Why can't he find his way to the mall? So I paused, and when I did the pause, I heard a rattling, and I heard like change coming up from the front of the car. I was in the back. This is coming from the front of the car. So I look up to see who's coming at me, and someone's in my car. Someone's in my car rattling through my purse because, dumb me, all the flags weren't working that day, and I had put my purse in the car in the front seat while I was in the back loading the groceries. We all fall sometimes. So anyhow, I knew when I saw that guy, I shouted at him, "Hey, get out of here!" And he ran off. Meanwhile, I know that this is all rapid, in the blink of an eye, you have all these thoughts. In the meantime, I know I've taken my eyes off of these people in the blacked out van, and I went over there to see what he had taken because my ID is going to have my address on it where my kids live. There's nothing taken out of my purse. Of course, I changed all that situation, locked the car and everything. But I still have the back of my car open and all the half of a cart to fill into the car. This person is still there, and I shouted at him too because by this time I'm assuming that they're together, and he drives off after I say whatever I say. The thing is, I felt surrounded because I knew when I took my eyes off of the car to look at the guy in my car, I knew these guys were behind me. When this guy ran off and I'm looking in, to my, what did he take? I've now taken my eyes off him too. And it was just this whole weird, I'm surrounded no matter what. I got all this stuff going on in my brain, right? You know how that goes. So fast. All these thoughts happen at one time. Finish my cart, put everything away, get in my car, lock the door, and I just sat there, and the tremors came, right? The overrush of adrenaline caught up to me. I had the tremors going on, the unshakable feeling inside. Called my husband, made my way home. That's that. For about a week, I was okay. What does okay mean? I was just kind of normal for about a week. But after that week, grief doesn't always come right away. You're not always aware of it. I think our brain does that to protect us. So about a week later, I found myself starting to freak out. Freak out for me was if I was stopped at a light, how far are my windows down? Are the doors locked? Who's walking around? We should be that way anyway, but not hyper vigilant. I was really over the top. I couldn't walk out of my garage door and open the garage door and then get in the car and turn on the car. I had to go into the garage, get in the car, turn it on, knowing that now we're risking, carbon monoxide poisoning. Turn on the car, all the windows are up, all the doors are locked, everyone's buckled, the car's in reverse. Then I could open the garage door. And I was ready to bowl over anyone who was behind my door. Thank God there was no one there, because I would have really hurt someone. And, just things. We couldn't go outside anymore. My kids couldn't go outside. We live right by a park. We weren't going to the park. We weren't playing basketball out front. We weren't doing anything. I was freaking out. I went through this for maybe a week or so, and then I called my friend, who is my grief specialist, and who I do all my work with, because I've got to do the work too. Life's coming at me too. And she walked me through the steps that we teach in the class, and helped me understand that I was experiencing a loss of safety. So how did we do that? We went through, the work is always going back, because until you trace back every loss of safety event in your life, you're going to still have little bits of that fear and that panic, or whatever that feeling is for you. So we traced back, found all of them, did the work on them, and boom, I don't remember the date exactly. I just know it was sometime in October, because there's a lot of things happening, a lot of date markers around that time. So I know it was in October. But it was scary. It was scary. It was messing with my mind. It was messing with my heart. It was messing with every element of myself. And I couldn't go anywhere without thinking, am I safe? What's going to happen? Am I prepared? What's my exit route? Do I have my running shoes on? How am I going to run my kids? I was going mad. And I think that could be happening. I know after this Las Vegas, it's been a few weeks. And my heart goes to the people who think, yeah, it's been a few weeks, but I should be fine by now. They're probably back in their routines. They're probably doing whatever they're doing, back in their work, back in their school, back in their studies, back in whatever. But I gotta ask you, how are you sleeping at night? Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping solidly? How are you in the day? How are you in big open spaces? How are you at the store? How are you at the mall? How are you at the park? How are you with your kids? How are you at their school? What are you feeling? Because I guarantee you, unless you've done something, like I would say the grief recovery method, a practical step-by-step approach to help you, it's probably still there and eating at you. And are you burying those feelings? What are you doing when you get those feelings? What are you doing when your mind is on overdrive and you can't make it be quiet? What are you doing when you're hurting and you're afraid? Are you lonely because you don't feel like it's an appropriate time to talk about it? Do you not really know what to say? What is happening? I want you to know that I see you. I see you, my heart is with you, and that you don't have to be alone. Please call Grief Recovery Method, a grief recovery specialist near you. Look them up. Call me, griefrecoverywithrachelle.com at 661-400-9067, so I can get you the nearest grief recovery specialist to you. You don't have to feel this alone. And guess what, guys? Time doesn't heal anything. So it may have been a month now. And guess what? If you haven't found proper tools and very correct and specific action choices to take, it's still going to be with you. And I ask you, what are you going to do with it? Are you just going to let yourself be tortured silently? You don't have to. I love you so much. Please remember, we're out here for you. We love you, and we hope to talk with you soon. Bye-bye.